What up, and welcome back to Bossy Behavior, instilling behaviors to help you become what? The boss. Or stay the boss, whatever one you want. Alright guys, well, today's video is tips, tricks, hints on how to share your story. Listen, that has been the #1 question that has hit my inbox in the last month or so. How do I know when time it is to tell my story? Am I healed enough? Am I whole enough? What do I do? People tell me to be quiet about it. I can't share this. It's ugly, it's dirty, it's messy, it has other people. Well, the sheer fact of the matter is that you have been called to share your story. You have been called to share your testimony. It's facts. All right, so let's get into it. Get used to being uncomfortable. Baby, don't look for comfortability, okay? You will be uncomfortable. Don't even feel like I should feel like I'm okay, especially if it's the first time you're telling your story. Like, nah, sis, nah, bro. You need to understand that you will feel a little itchy, a bit aggy. It's not gonna feel good at first because you're not used to sharing transparent or vulnerable parts of your life. Whatever happened to you, whatever you happened to, whatever it is, right? It's just not gonna feel that great. But in the midst of it, you'll feel where, ooh, this is nice. This is good. I may be helping some people. I maybe even set myself free on another level, right? So don't look for comfortability because it's not going to be there. Number 2. Number two, hey. No. Number 2 is don't lean into the affirmation of man. Okay, listen, I know we all love it when our mama, sister, daddy, brother, pastor, leader, prophet, whoever it may be, tells us that we did a great job. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Yes, it's your time. All of these things, right? The truth of the matter is that they may not agree. They may not think that it is appropriate or time, or they may want you to curb your story, write a different way, not make yourself the villain if you were the villain. They may want you to stylize the packaging, especially if they were the villain in your story. For that moment in time, they may want to alter what actually happened or occurred. If you are people pleasing, then your story may not come out in the full totality that will be able to help people. Sorry, it's just true, right? Number 3. Okay, so number 3 is find which way it best suits you to share your story. Me personally, I prefer live on IG, live on Facebook. I used to do live on Periscope, right? Being transparent and vulnerable with a live audience just suits me well. I interact with my audience. That may not be for you. You may need to record a YouTube video. You may need to sit down and write it. You may write it in a book. You may put it in blogs. You may need to jump on Clubhouse and do some audio talking with others and describe how it all went down, right? It is helpful to do baby sharing in pieces, which brings me to number 4. Number 4 is share your story in pieces, maybe not the totality of it, right? A lot of people ask me, well, like, my whole story is so long, Lizzie, and I hear you talk about maybe you in school, or you in relationships, or you in serving, right? And so one of the things that best suited me in my journey of beginning to share my testimony was to almost decompartmentalize them into different sectors of what I wanted to teach about what I learned, okay? So if I wanted to teach about serving in church my whole life and what that looked like and how God purified my heart, that's what the topic was. If I wanted to teach about beating people up in school with bats, stabbing people, getting kicked out, things like that, and how I went back and completed the course that I wanted to complete for over 10 years, that's that story, right? They all intertwine with each other because of my person, but when you're teaching it, it could be helpful to break it up. And number 5, do spirit fingers with me. 4, 5, spirit fingers with me. 4, 5. Do not think that because you may have not arrived at a place that is pretty, that the messy part of your story is not necessary. I think oftentimes we throw away the baby with the bathwater. Who does that? I mean, maybe a psychopath, but not everyone. So no baby with the bathwater could be thrown out. So I think that it's important for you to look at that you are a person in progression, right? You've not arrived. I mean, I don't know where people get this arrival thing from. As far as I know, healing, deliverance, the children's bed, it's daily. We're meant to, understand that we fall daily. So you're never going to be perfect and you're never going to have arrived. So it's important to lean into community accountability, but most of all, hear from Jesus about what you're supposed to tell your story about. The truth of the matter is that when you tell your story, other people can overcome and come out of what was once holding you bound. There is so much power in being transparent, and they will be overcome by the blood of the Lamb. The thing is that when you glorify God and what He's done for you, you can never go wrong with that, right? You are transformed. You are living a healthy life at the level that you're at. Stop forgetting that there are more levels to get to, but placing yourself in a prison. I know that's very unpopular when I say this and it gets a lot of criticism, but hey, that's part of the reason that I share it. If I would have waited to start, I would have never started. There are things on this particular channel that I would never say now, but I don't erase them because they were a part of the person that I was. For me, that shows a progression in the way that God has grown me up in maturity, in the Spirit, and with Him in relationship. There's nothing wrong with showing that. There's nothing wrong with sharing where you're at the time that you're at. I think that if you're waiting for a arrival point, you'll be waiting forever. So stop waiting. Share your story. Be truthful. Be unafraid of their faces. Those that come to criticize, most of the time, aren't even malicious. It's just their own little thing they got going on too. So I hope that this helped you. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button. And if you really like what I got going on, if you picking up what I'm putting down, make sure that you hit the notification button so you get all the updates first, friends. Okay? Until next time, doodles. Oh, hit the comment section if you want to discuss what I said or have something to add. I'm all here for it.